Hey everyone, how's it going? So in our last video, we tried to beat the game with just Magmar, and obviously we're going to use the counterpart of Magmar today, Electabuzz. Now, Electabuzz has some things that are better than Magmar, but also some things that are definitely worse. In the better category, Lieutenant Surge gives Thunderbolt, so after Gym 3, we will arguably have Electabuzz's best move. In the worst category, it only has base 85 special, same as Magmar, but it also has worse attack. It does have good speed, which will lead to crits, and would allow me to outspeed things, but yeah, that's going to be pretty problematic. Additionally, and this is probably the most important difference, while Electabuzz does get a second move to start with, its first move is not Thunder Shock, which actually would be worse, it's Quick Attack. And that's going to make Brock a complete and total nightmare, because we have an electric Pokemon with decent but not great base attack using a 40 base power attacking move that is resisted by Brock's Pokemon. So there's really no need to hype this up further. Let's look at my first battle with Brock to see if we have any hope of winning before like level 20. So we start at the same level as Geodude, level 12, and here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to set up a few Leers. I end up getting about 2, then it starts going for Defense Curl, and now we have 3, and we're actually dealing quite a bit of damage, even after we are only -2 on its defense. It's not actually doing that poorly. In fact, if we get a crit here, we could potentially knock out Geodude. Of course, we're not getting that crit, and so Geodude knocks us out. But the fact that at level 12, we're so close to knocking out Geodude is a really, really good sign. Against Onix, which I'm not showing you, I'm showing you a second battle, but just skipping ahead a little bit, the strategy would be basically to use as many Leers as possible, hope it goes for Bide, and then hope Quick Attack does enough damage. So you can see I'm trying to get as many Leers up as possible. Unfortunately, the Geodude keeps going for Defense Curl, which is just a waste of time. So somewhat ironically, I wanted to go for Tackle, but it would be ideal if Tackle were doing just a little bit less damage. If it did 4 damage instead of 5, I would have 10 turns instead of 8. So I think what we got to do is level up a little bit more. Let's come back though, and hopefully by leveling up just a little bit more, we'll be able to beat Brock much earlier than I anticipated. So we actually only needed 40 more experience points to level up, which is pretty funny. So I'm going to wait for 3 tackles. We can see Tackle is still doing 5. So, that crit really sucks. Other than having a little bit more HP, I'm not really... another crit. I'm not really sure. Look how much damage we do, though. Sorry, I keep cutting myself off. I'm not really sure. Oh, 2 HP. Exactly how much we needed. That's perfect. So Onix goes for Bide. And now we're going to go for Quick Attack. That was after, I think, 3 Leers. So after 6, things might be great. You notice I'm not resetting after I lose. I'm saving because it is quicker just to get the experience points here than to find like a million Caterpie, Metapod, Kakuna. So I'm going to keep going with this, but I think we're going to need to level up just a little bit more. I think we need more HP, and again, if only Geodude would do 1 less damage, we would have way more turns. Also, the crits, we got really unlucky. And you notice, even when it goes for Defense Curl, we're doing decent damage. This is actually going unbelievably well. So we have 7 this time for Onix. It goes for Tackle, and there's another Tackle. Now, once we get close to the next level, I'll go to the forest just because it's a little bit faster, maybe, I don't know. There's pros and cons to doing both methods. I mean, the big pro of battling Brock a bunch of times is getting to learn just about what needs to happen for us to win. But yeah, let me come back at level 14. All right, so at level 14, is it going to do less? Don't know yet. No. Still 5 damage. That's unfortunate. And Geodude gets an unlikely crit, which is annoying. But at this point, I'm just trying to gain experience points and figure out exactly what this battle is going to be like. Critical hits for me are kind of useful at this point because of all the defense curls it's using. You can see that we're only doing about 1 damage now. So I'm really hoping for a critical hit because we're at 21 HP. And we're getting some pretty decent luck. 16 HP for Onix. This could be it. Screech is annoying. Leer, Tackle. Come on, go for Bide. All right, we can get all our Leers up. It unleashed energy. All right. Crit. All right. Have to go for Leer. And I just wanted to see how much it would do. So if we got a little bit better luck, I think we could win a level 14 or level 15. We're 405 experience points away. So if we lose this battle, I'll go back into the forest, and I think at level 15, this should work. So we're going to go for Leer. Tackle's good. Leer. Tackle's good. Leer. Tackle's good. Leer. Ooh, I messed up. It's okay. 1. Defense Girl's fine. 2. Defense Girl's fine. 3. All right, we're starting to get into less damage. Now it's neutral. So we're going to have to go for Leer again. Defense Girl. Leer. All right, it's going to continue. Okay. Now we're -1. All right, it's back up to neutral. We need a crit, and we don't get it, but we do beat Geodude. Now we need Bide. Tackle's bad. Screech is actually fine. Ah, so close. So close. All right, let's go back to the forest, try one more level. I think that's going to be all we need. And for a Pokemon that has not great attack, not great attacking move, this is actually really, really good. Alrighty, we've been stuck on Brock for a while, but I'm pretty optimistic. 1 Leer, Defense Girl. Okay, let's get a tackle here. Can we please get a tackle here? All right, it's going to take a while. Still doing 5, but we're up to 48 HP. You can tell if it uses 3 tackles that we're ready. Okay, crit sucks. Come on, none of that. That crit's actually not so bad. We're going to keep going for quick attack. All right, 23 HP. That crit's kind of helpful. 18. Nice. 18. This should be good. Bide. Yes. All right, it unleashed early. Go for Bide again. Screech misses. Screech is fine. Go for Bide. Okay. All right. Unleash. Let's go. 1. Yes. 2. Ah, no, no crit. All right, I have to wait. We can't not. No. Oh, no. All right, 2 HP. No. I shouldn't have gone for quick attack there. That's okay. We're so close. Had it gone for Bite again, we would have actually won. So it's all good. All right. 1 tackle. No. Come on. 2 tackles. 3 tackles. Okay. Now no crits here. Very good. Now we start wanting crits. Now we definitely want a crit. Gonna have to go for Leer again. Okay, that's fine. And there's the crit I wanted earlier. Great. 18. Okay, Bide. No. Bide. No. Bide. No. Bide. Yes. Okay. Now unleash. Okay. 1. I have to go for Leer. Okay. It unleashed late. 3 turn. 1. Bide. I'm just going to go for it. 2. Yes! 3 turn Bide. We got it. This is it. All we needed is level 15, which is really, really good. And you might think, all right, well, everything else is going to be a breeze. I mean, electric Pokemon, Pidgeotto, Misty, easy, right? Unfortunately, as we mentioned earlier, while we do get Thunderbolt right after we beat Surge, that's the 3rd gym, and we can't do them out of order. Meaning we would just have Quick Attack if not for the fact, like Magmar, Electabuzz can learn Mega Punch. Now, although Magmar and Electabuzz are pretty different, I don't think they're so different that I should battle Misty first. I think just like with Magmar, even though water isn't going to be super effective, it still makes sense to battle Rival 2 first. That said, I do think we'll be able to do Misty before Surge, which is very good because we don't want to have to delay Surge. We want Thunderbolt as soon as possible. All right, so as always, he's going to lead with Pidgeotto. I go for Mega Punch. It crits, and it's going to be a 2-turn knockout. Quick Attack is annoying, but that's okay. Quick Attack is a 2-turn on Abra. I'm going to go for Mega Punch. It one-shots Rattata with a crit. And Bulbasaur isn't nearly as scary as Squirtle was because it's not super effective against me. We've talked about this a bunch, but unless we really want to start modifying the game, it's very hard to pick really good starters for non-fire, water, or grass Pokemon. So we do our best. Grass does resist electric, so I picked Bulbasaur. But of course, it's never as scary when its moves aren't super effective, although Leech Seed's very annoying. Anywho, let's skip ahead and let's go battle Misty, speaking of water Pokemon. Alright, so we're probably going to outspeed Staryu. We don't one-shot, but that's okay. Quick Attack will knock it out. We're at level 23. Mega Punch misses. Water Gun's not doing too much. Mega Punch misses again. X Defend. I go for Leer to get rid of the X Defend. Mega Punch crits. And then Quick Attack. Oh my gosh. But Water Gun doesn't knock me out. We got some bad luck and some good luck. Thankfully, it didn't go for Bubble Beam, but I will take the result of that battle. The luck kind of averaged itself out. And we're going to head over to Rival 3. Again, like with Magmar, we can get Body Slam, but I actually forgot it. So we're going to have to do this with Mega Punch. Hooray! All right, so Pidgeotto, we're going to use Mega Punch. It goes for Quick Attack, and that's why we like to switch to Body Slam. Can't miss. Oh well. Eradicate. I think Body Slam would have knocked it out. It's slightly higher base power, so now our defense is lower. But technically, we have higher attack. And we are going to still two-shot Ivysaur. So the battle took an extra turn because of the miss. But overall, not a big deal. And we can go get cut. We can backtrack to go get Body Slam. And with that, I think Surge will be pretty easy. As always, Surge is going to lead with Voltorb. I'm poisoned. I don't remember how I got poisoned. It's not going to matter. We're just going to use Body Slam a bunch of times, and we're going to win. And now we get access to Thunderbolt, and this is huge. This is going to make Electabuzz far more powerful than Magmar was, and thank goodness it was around this point I realized both these Pokemon could learn Psychic, but before we get Psychic, there is still one trainer, and this trainer was unbearably difficult this time. You know him, you hate him, or you love him if you enjoy seeing me battle someone over and over again. Give it up to the famous hiker in Rock Tunnel with 2 Geodude and a Graveler, all of whom know Self-Destruct. I don't know what the acronym for that would be, but I should probably figure it out. Anywho, so here's essentially the problem. We don't have Ember, and we could try to use Leer. We could try to do a similar thing we did to Brock, and it's not so bad. The real issue is Self-Destruct. Our defense is pretty low. And you can see with a crit, it's going to be a 3 or 4 hit KO. That's not awful, at least against the Geodude. Where it really sucks is Graveler. Graveler's just a lot more powerful, and unfortunately crit there, but even if it didn't, it would knock me out. Now, I could have maybe backtracked earlier for Seismic Toss. The reason I didn't go for Seismic Toss right away is because we don't have great moves to defeat Geodude, and to get Seismic Toss, you have to battle an extra trainer, a hiker, with 3 Geodude and a Machop, and it felt like that would be a waste of time, but now doing this, I feel like that probably would have been... Okay, so it might have been the right call. It definitely would do more. It probably would be a 2-hit KO. They definitely don't have more than 56 HP, but hopefully if I win, it's not that big a deal. Now, really, we need it to be hit by paralysis and not attack or miss with Rock Throw, and there's very little else I can do. If it goes for Self-Destruct, I just lose. Unfortunately, it took me almost 5 minutes of battles for me to win, and that's at 4 times speed. We get a tackle miss, we get a tackle hit, and 4 hit KO, so it's double the hits that Seismic Toss would be. Maybe backtracking would have been smart. Once you get cut, you don't have to battle that hiker. And we're at 67 HP for Graveler, and that is enough to survive a Self-Destruct, which is what I wanted. Honestly, probably got some bad luck that it took so long for that turn of events to happen, but whatever. Seismic Toss would have made it a lot quicker in real time, but that's a big reason I use in-game time, so that when I make a bad decision that makes things less consistent, the Pokemon isn't punished for it. And that's a really good example of where I probably should have gotten Seismic Toss. The whole time I was battling, I'm like, man, I would have gotten Seismic Toss, I'd be done already. But we might have actually saved in-game time not doing so, I don't know. Alright, so now we're going to get to Celadon City, and I had to make a choice of what I wanted to do first. I battle Erica first, and I actually misclick. I meant to go for Body Slam. So, I don't have Psychic yet, and I'm hoping I don't need it, because that will save me a trip to the Pokemart. So I'm going to beat Tangela. Vileplume, it goes for Mega Drain, it's paralyzed, it poisons me, and Petal Dance is pathetic. Lot of peace there. Hope my pop filter is perfectly functioning. I didn't have a P word there. Proper, perfectly proper. Anyway, Asia, just keep that in. Okay, so we win. We're gonna go. Now we have to decide whether I want to go to Saffron or whether I want to go to Sylph Company. By the way, fun little thing you can do if you don't want your Pokemon to get knocked out. In Gen 1 only, you can save, and then you have 3 steps before the poison hits. You can save again, and you get those 3 steps back. Really fun stuff. But, alright, so what did I end up doing? Not the smartest thing, I'll admit that, but it was fun. So I did pop into the Mart, but I only went to the 2nd floor, so I have Submission. It's super effective against all of Giovanni's Pokemon, but unfortunately, it does deal recoil damage. It's only 80 base power, and it has 80 accuracy. I do use it to knock out both Onix and Rhyhorn. And then as for Kangaskhan, I was hoping Thunderbolt would one-shot. It didn't, but thankfully Comet Punch cooperates. That was a mistake. I should have done this shopping first. So the reason I like to delay the shopping is I do buy calciums in this case, And the more money I have, the more calciums I can get. I also get an extra nugget, which I already sold one. So yeah, I did make a mistake there. Probably didn't cost too much time. And see, we have just 1,400 Poké Dollars left over. We get the fresh water, and now it's time to walk to Saffron to get Psychic, and then we can head over to Rival 4 and the Pokemon Tower. All right, Rival 4 is pretty easy, so here's a time for a little J-Rose monologue. Da-na-na, da-na. Why did I do the Sportsnet noise? Anyway, the reason I want to give a monologue is that sometimes people say, oh, J-Rose, I love your speedruns, and I don't mind if you call these speedruns personally, but they're not. One thing that makes a speedrun, aside from using real time, because some games do use in-game time, is the fact that they're planned out. These aren't planned out. I'm deciding as I go, sometimes with very little forethought, as evidenced by the Magmar video, what I'm going to do and what routes I'm going to take. And anyone who routes an RPG for speedrunning knows that the routing, which order you do things, can save or cost tons of time. And so I find these runs fun. I think the tier list is kind of a cool little project. I think if nothing else, it's kind of neat that I will beat this game with every single Pokemon possible. But I don't want to pretend that this is super scientific or anything close to a speedrun. It would be super fun for someone else to optimize these, to speedrun them, and to see just how low you could get these times, which would probably require different strategies so that they're super consistent, especially when you don't use items. As for me, I like playing it this way, and I can't believe we're almost halfway done. That's just... Guys, can I just take a second to thank those of you, whether you came in at the beginning, whether you've been watching me since the Sun and Moon tutorials, or whether this is your first video. Thank you so much for coming along this journey. I never thought we'd do so many runs. I thought when I made my first Red and Blue that there were enough of these videos, and you guys keep coming back for all of these. I'm really grateful, and I actually do have a follow-up series planned after we're done this one that I think you guys are really gonna like. I think it's really cool and interesting, and it's not gonna start till we're done this, so maybe a year or two off, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the J-Rose announcements and monologue. And let's continue back to the run. We've beaten the Pokemon Tower, and now we have to decide whether we want to beat Koga, whether we want to try Rival 5, or whether we want to level up, which is not what we're going to need to do, so we can rule that one out. I'm going to go to Rival 5. Rival 5 is going to be really, really easy because our moveset is really, really good. The complete opposite of Magmar, because we don't really have to worry about something that is both super effective and resists. Again, just the nature of using an electric Pokemon versus using a fire Pokemon. Alright, so Rival 5 uses Pidgeot. I go for Thunderbolt, knocks it out. We're at level 37, I don't need Screech at all. We're going to knock out Gyarados with Thunderbolt. Growlithe, we knock out with Thunderbolt. Alakazam, we do outspeed, and Body Slam because of the crit knocks it out. And we have Psychic for Venusaur. Razor Leaf, the special drop's not going to impact it because it's a critical hit every single time because of Gen 1 mechanics, but it didn't matter. We still won, and here's a Hyper Potion right around the corner that I can use. And beating Rival 5 before Koga is huge because we can get Strength right away and teach it to Lapras, who we have earlier than usual. So I don't really need to show this battle, and I have nothing more to say. It just kind of feels silly to make AJ fast forward like 2 seconds of footage. And I mean, can we just appreciate how good Electabuzz is being right now? It's such a good... Wow, that actually did a lot of damage. Psychic is such an overpowered move. But see, I was able to talk right until Giovanni number 3, so no edits needed. Easier work for the best editor I've ever hired. Also the only one, other than me, which definitely means he's the best editor. Anyway, we use Psychic on most of the Pokemon, and that works out really, really well. We have just enough power points, perfectly planned. Definitely not a complete coincidence that we had just enough power points. We could go battle Sabrina, but I don't want to do that just yet. Instead, I'm going to go to Koga. I think Koga will be pretty easy since we have Psychic, and let's see if I'm right. So the hope is we one-shot the Coughing with Psychic. We don't, because we get a Gen 1 miss. A 1 in 256 chance to happen. Now, fun fact, after that crit, I recorded these back-to-back, and I think in total, we got 4 Gen 1 misses in this recording session. That's insane. We lose because Weezing used self-destruct, so the Gen 1 miss didn't matter, but just Ridiculousness. Anyway, Psychic does not one-shot Muck. I'm not surprised by that. Coughing, it does one-shot reliably. And then Wheezing goes for Smog. So as I predicted, this was pretty easy. Now we can choose to go to Blaine, but I actually think with Body Slam, Sabrina will be even easier. So for the first time in I don't know how long, I think what we're going to do is go in the intended order for the gym leaders. What? In this economy? Oh, I also always forget to go to the 10th floor and pick up the rare candy there. There are 11 rare candies I pick up during my journey. Also, it's not there, Josh. Thank you. There are 11 rare candies I pick up during my journey. There's a 12th one in the power plant that is almost never worth my time to get. So, yeah, now you know how many rare candies there are. I think I've mentioned it before, but in case you forgot or are new. Anyway, now it's time to go battle Sabrina. Kadabra, great Pokemon, and it survives because it's a great Pokemon. Disables the wrong move, though. I do get Thunder Punch, but I don't need it. Body Slam doesn't one-shot Mr. Mime, but it can't attack due to paralysis. I use Psychic on Venomoth and Stun Spore. That's not good. I'm paralyzed, and now is Alakazam gonna... Oh, Reflect's bad. Psywave is very bad. Recover is also bad. Can I attack? Nope, not enough. All right, that was really bad luck. That was extremely, really bad luck. That's okay. Let's just do this again. Here's Kadabra. We're going to go for Body Slam. Bam. That time, it knocked it out in one hit. And Mr. Mime, paralyzed again. 2 for 2. Please don't use Stun Spore. That would be nice. Oh, it did, but it missed. Nice. Now we outspeed. Reflect is fine. I go for Thunderbolt. Recover. I'm going to try for Paralysis. Don't get it. And actually don't even need it. Thunderbolt will do the trick. And as I predicted, Sabrina was pretty easy. And we can move on to Blaine. Blaine will be pretty difficult. There are no trainers between us and Blaine that are mandatory. So we're going to battle him about 6 levels under leveled for our Canine. Hopefully we do good, but we might have to level up a little bit. Hopefully we don't, though, because Electabuzz is absolutely just speeding through the game right now. Alrighty, so we're going to use Thunderbolt. I know, boring. Agility, that's not great, but we knock it out with Body Slam. Thunderbolt, Growl. All right, this is fine. Rapidash, we use Thunderbolt. Crit, that's great. Now just no takedown. Here's takedown, no crit, that's fine. No crit. Oh, Ember, that's fine. Yay! And I was wrong. Our Canine's only level 47. You think I'd know that by now, but I didn't. And we won anyway. But Giovanni could be pretty difficult. Unlike when we had Magmar, we don't have Fire Blast. We have to rely on Psychic. Theoretically, we could use Submission. That's not really going to work here. And Rhydon and Rhyhorn aren't super scary. This could take a few attempts, though, because Dugtrio especially can one-shot Electabuzz with a single dig, which in this generation is base 100 power. Thankfully, he leads with Rhyhorn. I mean, I say that, but we're not going to set up Badge Boost. Guard Spec's fine. We knock it out. We're going to go for Psychic, and it's not enough. So we're going to have to go for Body... Oh, okay. 33 HP, maybe? Psychic, Scratch, okay. As long as Nidoking goes for, like, Guard Spec or gets crit, I think we win. Psychic, Special Fell, Psychic, critical hit. That went well. All right, well, that shouldn't have been a first try victory. I should have gone for Body Slam and maybe could have even used rare candies. Saving rare candies is always good. The later you can save your rare candies, the more levels you get out of them, which seems weird, but when you remember that it's an exponential curve for level ups, you always want to use them as late as possible because it takes more and more experience points. So we're about 4 hours into the run as we battle Rival 6. We're going to go for Thunderbolt. It's going to knock out Pidgeot. I'm going to go for Psychic. Tail Whip is fine, I guess. We knock out Rhyhorn. Gyarados, we go for Thunderbolt. We knock it out. Growlithe, we go for Thunderbolt. We knock it out. Alakazam, we go for Body Slam. Psychic, though, does lower my special, and that's really annoying. And that means Psychic's not going to do much to Venusaur. We do lower its special, and it goes for Vine Whip. We use Psychic again. Of course, it doesn't knock it out because our special is lowered, but it puts it within the perfect range for the rival to use Potion due to poor programming. A lot of P's once again, and perfectly placed our precarious predicament. I don't know. We win. That didn't even make any sense. Those weren't even words. I just finished BoJack Horseman. Anyway, okay. But now's not the time for horsing around because we have the Elite Four. And Electabuzz, aside from Brock, has really done a really good job. And unlike Magmar, we don't have to worry about Gyarados. The scariest Pokemon, I don't actually know. Probably Agatha? Agatha, we're not going to have Fire Blast, but we do have Psychic. This might go really well. Let's see. So Lorelie is technically the Ice-type Elite Four member, but she has mostly Water Pokemon. Thunderbolt, however, because we're 7 levels lower, does not one-shot Dugong. It does, however, one-shot Cloyster, and we level up. I forgot to go get Mimic, which could help versus Slowbro, or actually versus Jinx and Lapras. We do knock it out. Here's Jinx. I'm going to go for Body Slam, and even with a crit, it doesn't knock it out. Quick Attack will. And now versus Lapras, we go for Thunderbolt. Even with a crit, it doesn't knock it out. So, yeah, probably this isn't going to go super well. I can delete Body Slam for Light Screen. In this generation, Light Screen is permanent, but only affects one Pokemon, which for a solo run is perfect. And after that, battle. I'm going to use all my rare candies. And one thing I'm most grateful for when I use Pokemon that don't evolve is that I don't have to worry about using rare candies and having them evolve and have to press B. You guys have no idea how annoying that is. Anyway, Bruno is fine, I guess. We're going to go for Psychic. It's why I leveled up. We're at level 60. That's the same level as Agatha's final Gengar, and we're just going to sweep through the entire team with Psychic, I hope. Machamp has a chance to survive, and it does. Submission does quite a lot of damage, almost knocks out Machamp, but unless it crit, actually, if it crit, it could have beat us. That would have been bad. Anywho, we're going to use an Elixir here, and we're going to go battle Agatha. I don't think Psychic will one-shot anything without a crit, but we'll see. So we're going to go for Psychic. Hypnosis, I fall asleep, I wake right up, and that way I avoid Dream Eater, and I knock out Gengar. Okay. Golbat, we can use Thunderbolt. Great, that's 2 down, level 61 now. Psychic, Nightshade is fine. Okay, hopefully we one-shot Arbok, that would be great. We do. And now, just Nightshade would be great. Toxic's better. Perfect. First try to Lance. And Lance, we don't have to worry too much about Gyarados. We don't have to worry too much about anything. I think we're going to get right to the champion, and the champion's been pretty easy. I think this is going to be a first try victory, guys. I think this is going to be a first try victory. Thunderbolt knocks out Gyarados. Dragonair, I'm going to go for Psychic. Even a crit. Oh, no! Come on! I go for Psychic Slam. We have 9 HP left. We still could theoretically win. We just need Dragonite to cooperate because Aerodactyl's going to get knocked out by Thunderbolt. And no, we got slammed. All right. Well, that sucks. I didn't think about Dragonair potentially being annoying, but, learn something new every day, I guess. All right. I'm going to just fast forward this. You guys don't need to see these battles. They were pretty easy. And let's get back to Lance. I'm getting really sick of battling this guy. We've battled him so much in the last couple of videos. All right. So I'm going to go for Psychic. Dragon Rage is great. So we have 139 HP. Psychic, Hyper Beam, no crit. We have 76 HP. That should be enough. Aerodactyl is one shot. Dragonite, Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam. It wasn't enough. I was wrong. Oh no. What do we do? Gosh, what do we do? See, if only we had Reflect instead of Light Screen, we could use that against Dragonair. And then we'd have enough. I guess we just hope for a little bit better luck. If I were to do this run again, I definitely would buy TM33 because that would make this really easy. We would use TM33 Reflect. It's buyable in the Celadon Mart. If I have to go get it, I will. But yeah, set it up against Dragonair and then just probably sweep through the rest of the team. If it uses Hyper Beam, as long as it doesn't crit, it has to recharge. So yeah, that's definitely a possibility. But I think we can do it without it. All right, 0 for 2 versus Lance. We're going to go for Thunderbolt. We're going to knock it out. And right, I don't have Reflect. Psychic, even a crit doesn't knock it out. No special drop. Agility's fine. Unfortunately, it does outspeed because of the agility. We're at 110. Crit, Hyper Potion, Dragon Rage. We're only at 70. That means Dragonite cannot go for Hyper Beam, which is annoying. We go for Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam. Why, game? Why? Why? Why can't you just cooperate? Why? All right, I'll try again. After a loss to Agatha, we made it to Lance for the 4th time. Thunderbolt Gyarados, Psychic, Agility, Psychic, I'm looking for the special drop. Although maybe I should go for Body Slam, hope for the paralysis. Whatever. We knock it out. 139 should be more than enough. Thunderbolt. Agility's fine. Barrier's fine. It's going to be a 3 KO. Perfect. See, was that so difficult, game? Was that so difficult? Really? Whatever. Okay. I'm going to use Ether. I've run out of elixirs because I made a mistake. That's okay. We're at level 62. We're ready. We can do this. I believe in myself. Let's do it. Thunderbolt on Pidgeot. 1 down. Body Slam on Alakazam. Psychic. No special drop. Perfect. 2 down. 120 HP. Right on. I'm going to go for Psychic. We do get a special drop. Tail Whip misses. That's fine. Gyarados. Thunderbolt. Great. Now there's only Arcanine. Please don't get a crit. And Ember's fine. 97 HP. All right, Venusaur. Just don't go for Razor Leaf. Mega Drain. Perfect. Yes, still 2 KO. Let's go. Okay. So this could have been a first try victory if we got decent luck. We didn't. So it ended up being a 5th try victory. That's okay. So where does Electabuzz go in our beautiful little tier list, which is not so little anymore? Well, it's level 63, and it took 4 hours, 30 minutes, which, depending on which version of Magmar, is either faster or slower, but it's at a much lower level, which is important. The reason it took so much time is because of Brock, and that's going to reflect in its tier list ranking. Now, the tier I'm going to put it in is one of our most populous tiers, and it's filled with Pokemon who usually are pretty good, but oftentimes struggle with Brock. So I'm going to put it just after Electrode. So that's definitely above average. Very solid ranking for Electabuzz, but neither of these Pokemon performed reasonably well. Of the 3, Electabuzz is the best, followed by Magmar, and surprisingly, then Jinx, even though it's a Psychic type in Generation 1. Weird, but that's just the way it is. And that's going to be it for this video. I know it's a shorter one, but I have so many more videos to go. We want to get through all 150 Pokemon. I'm really excited to do it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care.